It has been a hot minute since I've done a writing vlog, but welcome back, guys. I am bringing the writing vlogs back finally, because I'm finally back into a mood to actually write things again. I have been working on stuff, essentially, just not nearly as often as I was before. I got into a mode when we started getting ready for the wedding, and basically the mode was anxiety all the time, and I ended up just basically writing fan fictions straight for about 6 months. That's about all I wrote. I will call it practice. So I did practice, I did do some things, but I have a couple things that I'd really like to work on this month. And so I'm starting it. It is the 2nd of January. It's not the 1st, it's the 2nd. I've actually been sick. So if you can't tell, I'm still sick. I have a cold of some sort, but like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. So we're still doing this. So this month, essentially there's 4 projects I'm working on this month. However, that being said, one of them's just a bit of world building that I'm doing for a world that I've already started building. I just want to kind of expand on it, figure out a bit more of like what's going on, all of that. I have a second draft that I'm going to write a bit in. I have one romance book that I would like to work on a little bit. This is a thing that is going to be very consistent for me, and this is something that is a part of how I write. This is something, no, I haven't published anything yet, but I can't work on just one project at a time. I have to have multiple projects going because that's how my ADHD brain works. I just need the extra thoughts, and like I'll go in days, I'll go in weeks where I'll only work on one thing, but I still have something else going in the background. As of late, that's been a bunch of fan fictions, but I'm going to try and shift that mainly over to my own primary works. One of my goals for the year 2026 is to finish things, and that includes drafts of the books that I'm writing. So basically, the romance book that we're working on this month, the one that I would like to get the full outline done for, I have most of it set. Like, I have the summary done, but I don't have the details of what's happening at each of the different plot points and how they get to certain specific spots. I have the big highlighted areas. I know what needs to happen, but I don't have how they get there, so I gotta figure that middle part out. And then I'm going to start zero drafting it. We're going to see what happens. And this is a project I'm referring to as Project Hood. Now, Project Hood is a mercenary romance. So it's going to be like a romantic thriller, but a bit more thriller than romance. It's kind of like reminding me in the Susan Stoker, defending, what's the series called? The Mountain Mercenary series that I have read, and I did enjoy that one. That one was fun. But kind of those would be a comparable idea to what I'm trying to write for this one. So this one I'm calling Project Hood. I believe I have 6 different ideas, 5 or 6 different ideas. I don't have them in front of me right now. And it's going to start with Project Hood. My goal is to get about 30,000 words written in this month. I also am working on Basil still, which is a long-term project. Those of you who have been here for a while will remember this from, I think, like 2 years ago, last year, something like that. Basil is a high fantasy story that I've been working on for literally years. So those are the 2 main projects that I have this year. I'm drafting Basil right now. I'm working on draft 2, I believe, of Basil. I have the first 20,000 words of Basil. How much of Basil do I have written so far? Because I did work a little bit on it. Let's see. I've got 9,000 words. I've got almost 10,000 words, 9,700, so almost 10,000 words written in Basil right now, in this draft. So I'd like to get that up to 25 before the end of January, if possible. And then I do have a project that I'm working on with a friend, and I just try and dabble in that whenever I can. We've been working on this one for literally years, at this time. It's just it's a slow moving one, but we're gonna get there eventually. So I'd like to get a couple K into that one if I could. That'd be great. That one's just been sitting watching. So yeah, that's what I think I'm going to be working on for this month and for these first 2 weeks. So let's jump in and we'll do a little bit of outlining for Project Hood. Alright, so little update on the writing anything, period, end of sentence. I have been actually writing, and I did make some progress in Project Hood. I actually made a mood board, whatever. I had a name for these, I don't remember what it is anymore, but I made one of these for Project Hood just to kind of encompass my thoughts on it, and I really like it. I'm a fan of it, and it was actually really interesting because as I was looking through a lot of the character inspiration that Pinterest had, that's how I figured out what my female main character looks like. I've never written a blonde woman before, I realized, and so I was like, huh, alright, that's cool. So there you go, I have my main characters. I'm pretty excited about this. Honestly, I think this will be a lot of fun once I get more into it. I have started writing it. I've written a very little bit in Basil, but I've written about like 3-ish chapters in Project Hood, and so far I like where it's going. I'm a little slow at it, but I have been doing the 3-act storyline for it, and what I ended up doing is I took 3-act storyline for thriller and romance, and I wrote out what needs to happen in both settings for this story, so it took a little longer than I expected. And then now I'm just kind of combining them in order to make it more of a thrillery romance, because that's what it is. It is more thriller than romance, but it is a romance story. At the heart, it's just at the forefront is going to be the thriller stuff. So at least that's kind of my goal as of right now. We'll see how it ends up shaping up. Maybe it'll turn more into a romance. I don't know at this point. I'm still on draft 0, so we'll see how this goes. But that's really my update. I was gonna get a video up on Sunday, but I had a rough day. I had a rough week, had a rough weekend. So January is a tough month for me mentally. It's just a tough time. So I'll have stuff up, and yeah, we'll see where we ended up going for the first part of the month. Here we go. So, this is basically the end of the video, and I don't think this is the most successful reading vlog, or writing vlog, I've ever done, and I'm probably going to have to actually pause this segment because I don't have a lot of time left in my memory on this camera, because I haven't gone through and erased things recently. I should do that. Anywho, hi. It's actually Monday now because this weekend was rough, last week was rough. I had a lot of mental health problems going on the past couple days. We worked through them. I'm doing better, but it was a rough couple days, I'll be honest with that. And part of it also was the cat was sick, and I think we figured it out, but yes. So I am sporting my Red Hood sweatshirt because we could use a Red Hood in this country right now. That'd be great. Jason Todd, where are you? Anywho, let's talk Project Hood because I'm actually really, really excited about the progress that I have made in Project Hood the past 2 weeks, basically. It is the 12th now, and it'll probably be about the 12th or 13th when this goes up. But I am really, really excited because I actually managed to go through, and I think I mentioned yesterday, I don't remember exactly what I said, I was half asleep when I talked to you, but I managed to finish the outline for Project Hood, which is a really big deal because I am not really a planner when it comes to writing. I am so much more used to being a pantser. I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I see what happens. But I'm actually planning this one out, and it has me so, so excited for what's going to happen in the story. Now, is every detail planned out? No. There's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to make up as I go along, as I talk with these characters and I figure them all out. However, I am so, so excited for this. So, I realize I also didn't really talk much about this book at all. So, Project Hood is a part of a group of stories that I have going that are like mercenary, basically. Mercenary stories. So I have them right now. It's my mercenary rescue group. They are known as the Fallen Wings. So this is the Fallen Wings series. And it is a group of former military men who were all in the same group of sorts, and they were all discharged for various reasons. All honorably, but they were all discharged in their late 20s, early 30s. And it's them afterwards trying to work through a lot of their trauma that they had from the military, but also work through being a part of civilization again. This story follows a character named Tate. He was an enforcer, basically, for the military group that I created. And yeah, so he lives in the middle of nowhere in a cabin in Wisconsin. So yeah. And basically, the tropes that I have for this story, and his love interest, her name is Lena. She has amnesia at the beginning of this book, and that's where it kind of starts. So I don't want to talk too much about it, but the tropes that I have for this book are amnesia, nerds in love, touch her and die, and then a forgotten or unknown past. So if those are at all interesting, that's kind of what this book is loosely based off of. But I did get the outline all set and done, and I've actually written a solid amount in it, which I'm very excited about. I've made it through basically the hook and the inciting incident. I haven't quite finished the inciting incident yet. I have to get her to a point where she ends up meeting the rest of the mercenary group. So basically the rest of the Fallen Wings, is she's going to end up meeting them, and they're going to figure out what happened to her and why she can't remember why she's running through the woods at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying where I'm going with this story, but I do like the direction it's going. And I did a lot more character development today, kind of creating who these people are, working a little bit more on their backstories, which is actually something that I haven't really done a lot of in a lot of my previous writing. And I think this is going to help me write the stories a lot, because I've basically come up with the backstories for nearly every character. The ones I'm missing are the love interests. So this is a romance series at heart, but it is also a thriller series. So I did my best to try and merge the two in my outline. So hopefully the story will be a thriller with romantic undertones. It does have a focus in romance, but I still think, we'll see how it goes. I think the focus is still going to be the thriller aspect of it. That is my hope. And as of right now, I have 4 books planned. 4? Yeah, 4 books planned for this. I'm very, very, very excited. And I think it'll be good. I know that I jump around on projects a lot, and I will talk about that in a video at some point if you guys are at all interested. But this has been a story that's been in my head for a very long time. I just never really wrote it out because I couldn't really find a good way to do it, and then I came up with the characters, and I was like, let's go. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. So my goal is to get the 0 draft of this book done by the end of next month. I'm a fast writer. I'm a fast drafter. Let me put it that way. I'm a fast drafter. My drafts aren't good necessarily, and they tend to be overwritten, and yes. But I think I can do it. I think I'll be able to get it by the end of next month. I am still working on Project Basil as well, which is my fantasy story. It's a high romantasy story. I realized it's not true fantasy. It's not high epic fantasy. It's more like a epic romantasy kind of thing. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know. But it is more romantasy than it is fantasy, and I am slowly accepting that. But I'm working on those 2 stories right now. So that's my progress. Where am I sitting at with word count? So for Project Hood, right now, I am sitting at 5,467 words in my draft. For Project Basil, excuse me, I am sitting at 9,785 words, and that does include a chapter that I'm not sure if I'm keeping, or a section that I'm not sure if I'm keeping, just because I don't know how I feel about it. So we'll see, but I am pretty excited. I don't have Basil nearly as well outlined as I do some of the other stuff, so hopefully I'll be able to get to that pretty soon. I need to figure out an outline for a romantasy book. I haven't done one of those yet, so we'll see. But that's where I'm at, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was probably pretty short. I haven't edited it yet at all. So we'll see how this goes. But that's what I got for you all. Oh, and I started a new bookmark. This is what it looks like so far. It's a border with bookshelves. So, and I'm kind of making this one up a little bit. I have a pattern, but I had to adjust the pattern, like usual, for these bookmarks, because these bookmarks are stupid. Don't buy them off Amazon. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't. It's not worth it. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, please. It does help me out. I know that I'm slowly building up an audience here, which is very exciting. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, keep reading, and keep moving forward. Bye!